Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Allpro podcast. This gentleman that we have with us tonight had bigger and better dreams than just playing football. His accolades are as follows: motivational speaker, leadership developer, author, life coach. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Florida State great Neefy Moffett. Welcome, my brother. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. That was quite an introduction, man. I appreciate it.
Oh man, it was. I was excited to even say that. I was looking forward to saying that intro all day. Uh, how you been doing, man?
Man, I've been doing great, man. Ever since I sat down and I focused. I created a new pillar for my life, man. Perfect health, love, joy, victory, peace, fun, and money. Those are the seven pillars in which my life is built on. Everything that I go is filtered through that, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like it, man, because it seems like you've been super busy since your football days. So I've always been interested in this. Your name is super interesting to me. Does it have a meaning?
So it has a meaning. I'm just unaware of it. So my name actually is Janeeth.
Okay.
I have an uncle. I had an uncle. I didn't meet him. He died in March of '87. I was born in
Oh
August
man.
of '87. My dad's brother. He died tragically in a car accident. Not in a car accident. He got hit by a drunk driver coming home from the county fair at 15. Um,
Was he walking or what?
he was walking.
Oh wow.
He was walking. So when they named me Janice, I had my auntie Mike. She's like, look, I just lost a nephew with this name. So she started calling me Neethy. Neethy developed to Neefy, and that's how we get here today.
Oh wow. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So let's go to let's go to some of your Florida State days. You got to play all 4 years at Florida State, which is rare with the talent that you guys have had over the years. How did they manage to keep you all 4 years at Florida State?
You know what? This is the first time I've ever been asked this question.
Yeah.
After my junior year, I was gonna leave, but I had two broken wrists. I
Oh
broke
man.
both of my wrists. This one healed without any issues. This one, the bone was misplaced, so I got a titanium rod put into my wrist my after my junior season, and that's why I didn't leave early.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So I mean, while you were while you were healing, I mean, the draft. I know you heard footsteps of the drafts coming and things of that nature. Did you ever hear your name being put on any board during that time, or no?
Um, yes, I
Okay.
did. Um, I heard third, fourth round coming out my junior year. It's like that's not guaranteed. I don't have a degree. I can go make something happen.
Okay.
So I always strive to be better and push further.
Okay.
Um, and I wanted to heal up, and go out in my senior campaign and make the best of that situation.
Well, either way you slice it, you got to play at the world's greatest university. So you won. You won to me. Um, was playing all 4 years at Florida State important to
Um, no,
you? Really?
get
Explain why
getting
not.
getting my degree
Mhm.
was more important. I wanted to be a three and done guy. I
Okay.
mean, I plan on being a three and done guy, but when I broke my wrists, I broke both my wrists. I played my spring with two broken wrists, and it happened to be, one of my best springs ever.
Okay.
Um, but I played it with two broken wrists, and I was just in excruciating pain. Like, man, what's wrong with you? I just like some plays I just stopped. Like it was in so much pain. Um, so I wasn't really focused on, I wanted to stop the pain. I need to figure that out. So that's kind of how I stopped with that.
Okay,
That's
so
why.
uh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
So,
I tend to go on a lot.
oh yeah, yeah. Well, no, that's what I want you to. We got a little while. So, uh, was it one significant game, or was it just over time that your wrist started developing this pain?
Um, you know what? At that time, I can't pinpoint it.
Okay.
It was pain. Like,
Yeah.
as defensive lineman, you're constantly shooting, and
Yeah.
you got to think how hard I have to shoot to break both of my wrists at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
I didn't fall. It was shooting in the chest. Like, so I just used to tape them up. Pain is temporary. Just tape them up and keep on playing. Until one day the doctor was in there, and I just, hey, let's look at my wrist. They're like, it's 8 bones on both of your wrists, but it's only 7 bones in your wrist. And that's when they put it under and said, "Oh, these are broken."
Wow. And you played like that for God knows how long.
Yes.
So I know Coach Odell was your positions coach. He see nothing, or Coach Odell's old school, because I've been watching him ever since I was a kid. I mean, did you bring it up to him or anything like that? Hey man, my wrist hurt a little bit, or were you
Um,
just tough guy? So
it it wasn't that I was a tough guy. I didn't complain about anything. I didn't
yeah,
complain
there
about
you go.
anything. I talked to the trainers and I'm talking to them like this, like, "Hey, this hurts. I just want you to know, like, this hurts really bad." But I can say it like that because I'm not. It's like I'm not finna cry. I'm not finna do any of that stuff. So
Mhm.
they had a hard time gauging because I like to play. I always had a smile on my face. The level of pain that I was really in.
Yeah, bro, I guess your threshold was just tougher than most, because we see a lot of people like, I'm not sure uh I'm not sure if I don't think you got to play with him. I could be mistaken, but uh, I know Lorenzo Featherston, he was playing in a little bit of pain, and then finally they just kind of pulled the plug on him. So I mean, I don't know, but let's talk about, you had the very rare privilege of playing for the great Bobby Bowden. Tell us the impact he had on your life, and how did he, or if anything, persuaded you to just be a Seminole.
Um, really, with Coach Bowden is like a grandfather figure. He was
Mm-hmm.
like 70, 78 when we were there, when I
Mm-hmm.
was there. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, he didn't do much coaching the players. He coached
Mm-hmm.
the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's the overseer, but he knew my name.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a funny story, one time I wanted to leave. I'm after my freshman year, I came in playing like Miami game, Rice game. I came in playing. I ended up getting hurt
Mm-hmm.
one game. I hurt myself bad. But
Mm-hmm.
this is the threshold that they had where it's like, man, you can't play. No, I can't. If I could play, I'm gonna play. So I really was hurt. So
Mm-hmm.
then when I got healthy again, I'm just sitting on the bench, and I'm like, man, I'm a significant player. I know I can play.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know I can play. Why am I sitting here sitting on the bench? So it was after the Florida game. It was after the Florida game, and
Okay.
Joe Cohen and Reggie Nelson. Reggie Nelson was at Florida at that time, his junior
Mm-hmm.
year. No,
Mm-hmm.
it was his junior year. They beat us. Reggie blocked the kick. It was a good defensive battle, but they scored a couple times on defense, and we kind of just
Mm-hmm.
broke down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I don't. This is ridiculous. My buddies over here playing, and they're doing a great job, man.
Yeah.
It's time for me to go. I go to Coach Bowden. I'm like, hey, Coach. Well, first I get the word out that I'm about to go. Like, I'm ready to go. I get called to the meeting room. Yeah, after Florida, we played Virginia Tech in the ACC championship in Jacksonville. They're like, we're gonna play you because we feel like you're ready. Now, in my mind, like I was ready since the Miami game. That's the first game of the season. I was ready since the Miami game.
Right.
I went in Virginia Tech, got like a couple tackles, sack on Marcus Vick.
Okay.
We played in the Orange Bowl. I ended up getting a fumble recovery in the Orange Bowl that cost us to go to overtime because they were driving. I'm like, man, nah, I'm not doing. I can play major football. These are major schools that I'm making noise in as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Coach Bowden's office. Coach Bowden said, "Hey, look, your mom's big on grades. I know you're not going to go to JUCO route because you are academically qualified. The only person
So
in
this
our
is
class."
Coach Bowden talking to you now.
Yes.
Okay.
He said, I know your mama not going to let you go to JUCO route, and I'm not going to release you. So you just got to make the best of it.
Is that what he told you?
Yes.
Wow. So let me ask you this. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me ask you this. That was the game where Willie Reed ran the touchdown back. Am I?
Yes.
Okay. And I think that was the Marcus Vick era. You would know better than I do. I get a lot of people, and I don't want to call their names, but if you watch the podcast on YouTube or Spotify, they were adamant that you guys had a pretty good team that year, and you could have been better than what your record showed. But I won't say no names, but they said some of the play calling throughout that term was, the reason why that you guys didn't go undefeated or have a better record. What do you say to
that? Looking back at it, our offense was not. We had too much talent and we had no identity. Knowing, coaching now and seeing the X's and O's and seeing the talent that we had with Greg Reed, Greg Carr, Dakota Fad, Willie Reed, Leon, Booker, with Mario Henderson in that line we had, man, if we would have established an identity, moved the ball, our defense was phenomenal.
Yes.
So we just run the ball, play action, and we had an offensive identity. Oh man, it would have been special. There would have been another national championship year, something close to it.
I think so. But I will say this. I think it was the year PK Sam caught that touchdown against the Gators. He argues that was the best team in Florida State history. But like I said, not saying he said it, but there's a lot of people saying that those years could have been better, because it seems to me, and it seems to all of us casuals, that you guys had more talent than star power. You had better talent, but I guess the Peter Ward years and the Charlie Ward years, and I won't say the Dion years, you guys had more talent, but they just had a little bit more star power. Do you agree with that?
No.
Okay.
We had star power, but football, that really sounds like offensive guys, right? You offensive guys think about star power. Defensive guys think about winning 11 101s and not dominating every play. So, it's just a different concept. I think we're all good and we can all play. And if we play together, it'll be all right. But, offensively, the X's and the O's, the discipline and everything that comes along with that creates it, where the talent, there wasn't a talent issue during those years. I'll say that.
Yeah.
We were very good. You can see it.
Yeah, we did.
We couldn't put it together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, those were disappointing years, because me being a lifelong Florida State guy, I was like, man, these guys are way better than what this record is reflecting. And it sucks for me to be like having a seizure watching this. So let me ask you this. They have you listed is two positions. They have you listed as linebacker also at Florida State and DN. Uh, which one is your normal position? Which one did you play in high school?
So I actually played both of them in high school.
Okay.
I started off as defensive end. My
Okay.
senior year, I played linebacker so they couldn't run away from me. Put me in the middle of the field, and now you can't run away from me. So that's how I got to be playing linebacker. I knew Florida State recruited me as a defensive end my whole time. Florida State was actually my first offer. My 10th grade year. Mickey Andrews, like, hey, look, I'm coming back in 2 years and get you.
Is that what he said?
Oh, yeah. He told me that straight up. I'm coming back in 2 years to get you. So, you know, I went to Florida State, played linebacker for the first summer. I mean, I could have did it, but I mean, I knew I was going to. I have an interview, right? I say, if I go to Miami, I'm playing linebacker. If I go to Florida State, I'm playing defensive end. I already know it. I'm going to Florida State to play defensive end. That's what I'm doing. So they listed it. I guess they thought, you know, you have these prima donna kids who want to play. I wanted to play linebacker just to learn the linebacker position, and I wanted to get on the field as fast as I can. I got the linebacker. They said Ernie Sims. Okay, I remember that guy in high school. I don't want to sit behind him.
Yeah.
Sam McGrew,
Yeah.
Marcelo Church.
Mm-hmm.
He had Buster, Geno Hayes, Jay Thaxton. This was the linebacker room. Derek Nicholson. Well, we were in the same class, but this was the linebacker room when I got there.
Wow.
Like, all right. Lawrence Timmons. You know,
Yes.
I was behind. So I played Sam linebacker. So I played the same position as Ernie Sims and Lawrence Timmons. So that's at least 2 years on the bench. I'm like, what, playing special teams? I don't want to do that. I want to play. So
Right.
I made the business decision early to let's go play defensive end.
Smart move. So you mentioned Geno, and he's no longer with us, and it was sad to hear the news. Where were you, and how did you accept the news? How did you receive the news that your brother left?
Man, listen, I ain't never told nobody this story. But you know, the day before he died, me and Geno very close, very, very close. We call it like our birthdays are 1 day apart.
Oh wow.
It's like my brother from another mother. So, when I actually got the call, he called me. In the hospital, and he was like, "Man, I'm in hospice. Yeah, man, I'm not finna sit in no hospital. I'm not doing this. The hospice kills you fast. I'm not finna do this. I'm about to get out here. I'm about to eat my fruit. I want to live." I say, cool. Yeah. And 9 days later from that, right? I remember because I was at my baby shower for my son. 9 days later, he was gone.
Well, I remember. I know you're old enough to remember when MySpace was a thing. I hit him up on MySpace, and I was like, "Why does Coach Bowden always call you just number 10?" I was like, "He act like he don't know your name." He like, yeah. He said something to the effect, and I wish I could remember it verbatim, but he was like something like to the effect, yeah. He said he didn't care for that, but he knows his name. So I guess that's just Coach Bowden's way of just, describing people. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, now you mentioned your recruiting. So who was hunting you the hardest? I know you said Florida State was your first offer. Then give me your 5 that was hunting you hard.
I'll give you my 5 visits.
Okay, good. Let's
5
do that.
I narrowed it down to. Yeah. I went to USC, Oklahoma, Miami, Florida State, and Georgia.
Okay. Now the USC just intrigued me. What about USC you didn't like?
Taking 13 hours to get home after my visit. That's the only thing I didn't like about USC. It took me 13 hours to get home after my visit.
Wow, bro. Was that a plane ride or
plane ride, layover, 4 hour difference. It's like, wow, this is
Yeah,
a lot.
bump that.
I love Coach Norton. I used to talk to Coach Norton every week.
Mm.
Lane Kiffin was my recruiter. I used to talk to Coach Norton. That's my linebackers coach.
Wow.
Coach Argeron, he was there. Like, I love the USC. The only like if USC was like on the East Coast, I would have went.
Oh yeah, I'm quite sure a lot of kids would go to USC if it was East Coast. Wow.
Yeah, that 13 hours, man, I couldn't. I wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah. So I snuck and looked at one of your podcasts you did with the beat writer from Florida State. And you mentioned it came down to just Miami and Florida State
Yeah.
at this point. Uh, tell us, I mean, was it more of you just not wanting to be caught up in the Miami scene, or was it more of Florida State just wooed you more?
Hmm. I committed to Miami my sophomore year. I talked to Larry Coker on the phone. I said, Coach, I'm committed. I want to go. I went to all the Miami games. I was a staple at Miami. In the Orange Bowl, I was there. Sean Taylor, DJ Wilman, John Vilma, McIntosh. I mean, I used to talk to Coach Hargraves every day. Coach Hargraves used to just come sit, and we just sit there and talk. Like, hey, look, hey, Neefy, hey, look at my linebackers. Hey, they don't touch the ground. So I like, all right, well, if they don't touch the ground, I'm not gonna touch the ground. So
Right.
now you learn. I kind of learned that Coach Hargrave told me that. Like, I want to go to Miami.
And just it was just like that. You just wanted to go to Miami, but tell us the exact turning point that just caused you like, okay, hey, look. And how was the conversation? Did you have conversation with Coach Coker? It's like, hey, I changed my mind. Did you have one of those after that?
Nah, so Miami, Coach Greg Mark. So Greg Mark and Vernon Hargraves, those are the guys I talk to all the time.
Yeah.
It was a scholarship crunch. I think they only had like 11 scholarships that year.
Okay.
So they're like, Neefy, we want you the gray shirt. I didn't know what a gray shirt was. But they wanted me to come in January. I was willing. Like, I thought about it. I like Miami so much that I thought about coming in January. But then I remember I was at an All-American photo shoot. And Coach O'Leary, he was at UCF. He said, look, go where you celebrate it and not tolerate it. Miami celebrated me, but it's like, it went over their head with Coach Hargraves and Coach Mark. And Florida State, been consistent. They've been consistent. Yeah, it wasn't like it was bad. Like, it came to the point where signing day, right? The day before signing day, I prayed. I said, hey, wherever I wake, hey, God, whatever you put on my heart, when I wake up, that's where I'm going. And it came down to that morning signing day where I text Coach Sexton and said, I'm coming to Florida State. Coach Sexton knew. He said, either we're going to play with you or against you on Labor Day. One of the two. I think the coaches knew.
Well, that's wow. That's interesting, man. I want to talk to you a little bit more about some of your roster mates. And I see you didn't have the gaudiest numbers like aforementioned brother Geno Hayes or Derek Brooks, but I did see you had a lot of horses on that front line that pretty much gobbled up a lot of tackles. So tell the viewers who all was on that front line and who was all in the linebacker core that kind of like hogged up the plays.
Really? It was a balance. So, you had myself and Everett Brown on the edges. Everett went like number 32 or number 33.
Jeez.
We're opposite each other. Inside, you had LaTroy Guion, Dre Fluellen. Then we had like Bud Thacker, K. Stu. At linebacker, we had Geno, Tydrick, Marcus Ball, Tydrick Riddell, Marcus Ball, Kenny Ingram, Dakota Watson, Kendall Smith, Nigel Bradham. It was that front seven was by committee. Hey, we had to stay outside. We were energetic. Nobody tried to stretch us. Our job was they wanted us to hold up offensive linemen and keep the linebackers free.
Man, go ahead.
I wanted to dominate and get to the ball. But it's
I
like,
know.
they never just ran to our gaps. Like, no teams ever just ran us. They knew we were playing man to man, so they schemed us up to run crossing routes, deep crossing routes, and man to man. Like, that's how you couldn't just hit us in the mouth. We wanted to try to run us in the mouth. You can't do it. And we we all any given day could give it. We all demanded a double team, and if you don't double team us, we're gonna make the play. And if you do double team us, we got linebackers running the floor and that are making the plays.
That's bro. You mentioned two names on that line that I know that's the reason why you didn't get as many tackles as you wanted to, because Andre Fluellen had a motor that just would not quit, bro.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah.
Everett Brown, that is a big dude that can run like a deer. Tell us about those two guys in those trenches right quick.
So Dre, I mean, his explosive off the middle, like, man, it's like none other. So Everett played backside, right? So I played
Mm-hmm.
left side. I'm on the quarterback's front side. On the left side, the quarterback can see it. So me and Everett, we play a lot off each other. I'm coming off the edge. Soon as the quarterback sees me to make a move, Everett got him. When we played left-handed quarterbacks, soon as the quarterback seen him, I got him. And Drake with that pocket push in the middle, you can't run through us, you can't run around us. So they just, it was just, you can't do it. I would say that I played the run because the right side of the line, since I played left end, that's more so the run side. So I
Mm-hmm.
played the run that was more physical with the spilling and the just the dirty stuff. Everett, he's like, man, y'all ain't gonna touch me. Get around that, make a play. And it's like, man, it was just amazing, man. It was amazing. It was fun times, man. Fun times.
Yeah, bro. Y'all, I would argue, I would argue you guys' front four could rival some of the classics like Wilson and Boulware and those guys like that, because and Wadsworth and all of those guys, bro. You guys were amazing, bro. And that's, I don't know, it'd be a hard. I don't like comparing you guys to each other, but that's just how I seen it. So let me ask you a couple of fun questions, and then we'll get to your book, because that's where I'm interested at. That's my interest right there in your motivational speaking. So before a game, what does Neefy listen to get him game ready? What music does he listen to?
Uh, this is funny. I used to listen to the calmest gospel music. It's like the quiet before the
Like
storm.
who? Like who?
Like, there is a name. I'm not sure, but it's that precious name of Jesus. Because if not, I'm all the way gone. So, like, listening to that kept me composed enough to be able to get to the game because I'm on edge. I'm ready. I just physical. I want to play. I'm tough. So if I get my adrenaline going, I ain't gonna be able to finish the game. I
I
learned
got
this watching the Super Bowl. Right? It was like, in the guys who been to the Super Bowl the second year, the second time they don't get caught up in the beginning. So I never used to get caught up in that. So I had to listen to things that kept me calm. We used to
you.
listen to the Phil in the air of the night.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins in the air of the
Yeah,
night.
air of the night.
The Tupac version, staring through the world through my rear view. It's just like, man, it's like calm. Because in high school, I'm listening to Pastor Troy, Lil John, Frankie Montes, ready. It's like, oh my God, this man is. So in college, I didn't bring that in college because, one, my freshman year, I'm playing 8 to 20 snaps a game. It's like, I don't need to be like, I need to be ready. So, I don't need to be on edge. I need to learn the game. I'm trying to learn. I don't have time to be all that hype stuff. And by the time I learn the game, I'm it's no need to be hyped now. So let's go play. Let's go have
Right.
fun. Let's go play.
Right. So, I mean, my playlist would consist of something like that. I listen to like Anita Baker, Vesta Williams, Sade, and stuff like that, just to calm you down. When you're already, your adrenaline will give you high blood pressure sometime, I'm sure. So, name some of your favorite teammates, Neefy, that you played with at Florida State. If you got one in particular, we would like to know.
My favorite teammate. That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed playing with like Bump and Ernie my freshman year.
Was that
Sam,
Broderick?
yeah, Broderick Bunkley.
Yeah.
Sam, you know what? I'm gonna give it to Sam McGrew.
Okay.
Sam McGrew is my favorite.
Okay.
Sam used to say I look stank out there. As freshmen, you're not privy to the same equipment as the seniors
right.
So after I got that sack Miami game, I had one sleeve up, one sleeve down. He said, "Boy, you look stank out there." Sam got me. Hey, Dave. Hey, we need to get this boy some gear. If he gonna be out here with us, he need to look like us.
That's right.
So moments like that, man, that was amazing, man.
That's a good brother, man. What's he doing these days?
You know what? I don't know. I haven't seen Sam. I haven't seen Sam since what's that? I think we went to a spring game several years ago, probably like 5-6 years ago.
Okay. Well, keep in touch with your brother, man. Do you keep in touch with anybody? Yeah. Do you keep in touch with him?
Yes, I actually keep in touch with quite a few. I'm in I talked to K Stu yesterday.
Okay.
K Stu and Tajik, those are my roommates. I talk to them all the time.
Okay.
I don't talk to Everett as often, but probably like every year I talk to Everett. Our birthdays are 4 days apart. Like his on the 7th, mine's on the 11th.
Okay.
I talk to Dre weekly.
Okay.
I talk to Tony Carter, Marcus Ball, Russell Ball, Corey Mangum, Emmanuel Dunbar. Those are guys I talked to like they're in my recent call log.
Okay.
I recently
you
talked to
mentioned
Preston
Corey
Parker.
Mangum. You mentioned Corey Mangum. I was at the game. I think it was the Boston College game where I think I don't know how it happened, but I was there. I was at the game, and I think he jumped up in the air on the celebration, and he came down wrong on his leg and hurt his leg. Were you there? Were you there with that night?
Happened? So that was Darius McClure at the Boston College game, right? He
Right.
had just got a pick. Boom. Come to the sideline and tore his ACL. Yeah, man. I remember that. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then at all.
Bro, I looked and there was this couple next to me, and when he came down on that leg, I said, "Oh my God, he done hurt his leg celebrating." And she said, "What? Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, I seen a couple of guys trying to lift him back up and take him back to the sideline, man." I felt bad, but like you said, it was funny, unfunny.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So you keep up with those guys. You make sure you bring them over here so we can have fun with them too. So your Mount Rushmore, and we ask this question to everybody over here. Your Mount Rushmore, but we're gonna change it to Mount Brumore tonight because Mount Rushmore is only 4 people. So let's go with your Mount Brumore of 5 Seminole greats, all-time greats.
Dion.
Okay.
Andre Wadsworth.
Okay.
Jameis Winston.
Okay.
Peter Warrick.
Okay.
And Derrick Brooks.
Derrick Brooks. Okay. Get love for the defense. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all, bro. So I wanted to ask you, that's a good list, by the way. That's a great list, bro. I asked that to all of you guys, and that's the first time I've heard Wadsworth's name mentioned in that. That's shout out to Andre. So let me ask you about the NIL. I mean, y'all didn't have it when you guys played. So how do you feel it's changing the game, and what could you have benefited if you played in this era of football from that?
I'm gonna go on the record and say I hate the NIL. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I think that the problem isn't the players getting paid because we've always gotten paid. The problem is that those players, to me, I think that the money shouldn't come from other places. I think it should come from the NCAA. The NCAA is $1 billion industry. The NCAA, I think, one year made 5.6 billion. The NFL made 5.7 billion, and the NFL plays half of their. The NFL pays. So the issue is not the NIL, the name, image, and likeness, but I think about those other people on the roster. That you'll never know it. Like, who knows the left guard? Like, no one just, oh yeah, this is the left guard, but he's just as significant, right? The backup left guard. I mean, these guys are putting themselves on the line for these universities, for the NCAA. So I think the NIL should be like 10,000 freshman, 15,000 sophomore, 20,000 junior, 25,000 senior, and if you graduate, you get a $25,000 bonus. And while you're in school, you can get as many student loans as you can, as they allow. And once they do that, the school pays it off. I think that benefits the guys who are not going to the NFL. They're the 98% that don't go to the NFL. It gives you a leg up in life, debt free without a degree. Because that's really, what it's about, man. So now you start off life debt free without a degree. You spent 4 to 5 years at an institution building the money up. So this $60,000-$70,000 leaving college without any debt is an amazing start for life.
Bro, that's beautiful, man. Bro, you're super intelligent. That right there just let me know how intelligent you were. And you actually put a price tag on it, in which I think we got to share this, because this is what the NCAA needs to see, what you just said. And I think that's more than fair. That's only fair. Wow. So let's get into your book and tell us about your motivational speaking, because like I said, I could have some gigs lined up for you.
All right, so this is my book. Let me see what side of it. Neefyisms, and it's from All Star to Life.
Okay.
Right? I have the football theme, but it is, I guess I'll read the back of the book. Can I read the back of the book?
Read whatever you like.
Neefyisms, from All Star to Life, is an illuminating journey that bridges the gap between generations, offering invaluable insights to parents, mentors, and young adults alike. With divine timing and a heartfelt desire to make a difference, former FSU football player Neefy Moffett opens the door to the world of wisdom and experiences, sharing profound principles that can shape the lives of teens and young adults. Drawing from personal encounters and a passion for nurturing young minds, the author addresses the pressing need for guidance and knowledge in today's youth. Rejecting the notion of simply instructing them on what to think, the book emphasized the power of teaching them how to think by fostering independence, critical thinking, and decision-making skills. The author believes that he can pave the way for their success and fulfillment.
I love it. So we got each other's numbers now. So I definitely reached out today to a few people, and I myself have a youth foundation. So we all got to link up, get you some money, get you paid, so we can, put your message out, bro. We got to put your message out, man. Where can we buy this book?
So you can find the book on Amazon, Walmart.com, Barnes and Nobles, Books and Nobles. I think we made it we're international now. We made it to I think 7 or 8 other countries. Target, let me make sure I put Target's not on that list yet, but they will be.
Well, don't good, man. But you might want to wait on Target. They seem like they're closing down a lot of stores around the country now, so you might want to wait for a minute. You're
Well,
gonna
it's
be a
definitely
future
at Walmart.
bestseller, bro. You're gonna be a
Oh,
future New York Times bestseller. That I promise you, man.
I
Uh,
definitely appreciate that.
yeah, bro. We'll get you out of here on this, man. Just keep me posted on anything we could help you do, because my foundation helps out a lot, especially when it comes to the youth. So we can link up. The name of my foundation is Operation Wake. Tell everybody where they can reach you, so we can, get you some revenue started.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I'm starting my TikTok journey at Moffett Talks.
Well,
Moffett.
follow me on TikTok.
I got you. I'm gonna follow you on TikTok, and then on my Instagram is Neef_the_great. My Facebook is Neefy Moffett.
Okay,
Um,
yeah. We gonna go over there. Do you have all your information on your Facebook, far as your other social media platforms?
you know what? I don't, but I guess I
You
should.
go ahead and do that, so I can start sending people to you, and we can go ahead and get this thing cracking.
Oh yeah, man. That's definitely, man. And what you can do, man? Like I have a word, man. I'm a vessel. I'm a vessel. I love. It's not. I love people, man. I love people, man. I believe that. I truly believe that I'm a vessel of God, and I'm a vessel of love, and I just express my love. I don't try to teach people anything, but more so I share my experiences, and if you can learn from it, learn from it. I'm an open book. I'll share anything that you want, and if it's something that you resonate with, that's in my life, whether it's marriage, whether it's sports, parents, I mean anything that you can resonate with, I'm all for it. And like I say, I'm gonna share it, I'm gonna give it, because I created, the pillars, the 7 pillars of my life: perfect health, um love, joy, victory, peace, fun, and money. And anything in that, man, that reaches the multitudes, and I think everybody can benefit off those things, man. And there may be other pillars that I may not be well aware of that people want to be built upon, and I'm always open to learning and growing. But anything that falls into that category of perfect health, love, joy, victory, peace, fun, and money, I I'm a wealth of knowledge and experience, and anything that I've had or anything that I know, I'll share it. Kids,
Amen.
babies, whoever.
Amen, bro. Well, we definitely gonna be seeing a lot of each other. Before you go, your Seminoles, what do you see from them, and do you think they are going to be in the college football playoffs? And what's Jordan Travis's Heisman hopes?
Hmm. All right, so let's talk about the Seminoles first. All right, so I think we're a very talented team. We're a very good team. Um, but they haven't shown me the maturity to put it together when
Yes,
necessary.
yes, yes.
We've seen flashes. We've seen good halves. I haven't seen a good 4 quarters,
Yeah,
and we're undefeated. So
yeah,
that's very promising. That gives us something to work towards, and we can never grow complacent.
yeah,
Um, so that's great. And like you say, I've always said we don't have to play our best football until the end of the season. So
yeah.
everything is just practice to that. So that's good. Jordan Travis and the Heisman. I don't even want to mention Jordan Travis and the Heisman, not because of anything other than I just want him to focus on getting the ball out of his hands and getting it to the right people, and let
Mhm.
that take care of itself. He has the weapons. Get the ball out of his hands, get it to the people. He gets the yards. So unless
Yeah,
it's a run, he gets the yards.
yeah,
So
man.
instead of focusing on the Heisman, get the ball to our people and let them do their thing, and that'll take care of itself.
You sound just like we had James Coleman on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he said the same exact thing you said. He said, "We have not seen Florida State put together a complete game yet." And I was like, bro, this guy's mirroring. These guys are mirroring each other. This is Florida State mentality right here. They want the best for past, present, and future.
Yeah, that's definitely our motto, man. That's it's a brotherhood, man, and there are the expectations for each other, and we all we want is your best every time.
Yeah. Amen, brother. Well, we thank you for stopping by. And trust me, we're going to see a lot of each other. Go ahead and link all your social media to your Facebook so we can get over there and start sending people your way, bro. And it'd be my honor. We're going to see a lot of each other. So I
Definitely, man.
promise you.
I
Also, we want
definitely
to thank you
appreciate it.
for being a part of Florida State Nation. We love you and thank you for everything you have done for the game of football and what you're out here doing for the kids. And I'm gonna get 2 copies of the book myself, and we're gonna have other people get a few copies of it. We love
So
you, brother.
check this out, right? I'll text you my cash app, and I'll handwrite it and send it to you.
Yeah.
I
However you want to send it to me, we'll go ahead and do that.
got you, man. I appreciate it.
No, we love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Later.
Later, bro. That was the great I'm sorry, that was the great Neefy Moffett. Great brother. Came by, stopped, and chopped it up with us, man. I love what he's doing with the youth. I love what he's doing with his book. I love how he loves his brothers back at Florida State. Great brother, man. Strong faith, very strong faith. So uh, tune in tomorrow. We're praying that we get a guest tomorrow to come through. Please remember that we are on platform streaming, Spotify and YouTube, and we're working on iHeart, like I said. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channels, and we'll see you next time. All Pro.